A little insight now into the life of commentator Jason Rosenbaum. Last week, he traveled from Columbia to St. Louis, then from Columbia to Kansas City to see the rock band Thursday. Why is this important? Well, his travels provided him with the idea for this week's commentary. Oddly enough, Jason found a connection between his experience and the day-to-day challenges Governor Jay Nixon faces with a Republican-controlled legislature.
I like to think of myself as a tough guy, a manly man. In the course of attending 2 hardcore, head-banging metal concerts last week, I managed to get kicked in the shin and elbowed square in the face. But I lived to tell about it, because I'm a champion. That ability to take a hit could put me in the same league with Governor Jay Nixon, who has developed a reputation over his political career for wading into tough situations. Nixon went against elements of his own party with the support of the death penalty, and he's been a thorn in the side of Republicans with his challenge of then-Governor Matt Blunt's email retention policy and his opposition to the former Republican chief executive's proposed Mohila sale. But those events occurred when Nixon was Attorney General, an office that allows for highly visible moves and relatively low political risk. Now that he's governor, Nixon's words and actions no longer occur in a vacuum. They are judged, often harshly, by a Republican-controlled legislature. At the midway point of the General Assembly session, Republicans have done more than just kick Nixon's agenda in the shin. They've clotheslined, body-slammed, and power-bombed Nixon's list of items through 2 or 3 burning tables. Republicans essentially ignored Nixon's call to expand the state's A-plus program and codify an order to bid out fee offices. His call to reinstate campaign finance limits has gone on deaf ears. Bids to bolster income eligibility for the state's Medicaid program have gone nowhere. Perhaps the most striking display of the governor's weakness with the legislature is with the Nixon-backed economic development package. Not only did Republicans in the Missouri Senate fail to pass the measure by a Nixon-imposed spring break deadline, but they reworked the package enough to provoke a filibuster threat from Democrats. With intractable Republican majorities in the House and Senate, Nixon is going to have to start elbowing back if he wants to make headway. If Nixon wants to implement his agenda, it might take more than just the gubernatorial bully pulpit. Soon after Nixon came to Columbia to roll out a new iteration of that aforementioned Medicaid expansion plan, Democratic implementation of the measure in the House Budget Committee was squashed by Republicans. Rather, Nixon might have to take out his most effective weapon against the Republican legislature, the threat of a veto. Threatening to kill Republican priorities might seem petty on its face, but it could be the only way to leverage Republicans to take seriously proposals to bolster Medicaid eligibility or expand higher education programs. I asked House Minority Leader Paul Lavoda whether his caucus would be more influential if a veto threat loomed large over major bills. Lavoda replied that he would be remiss to provide advice to the Democratic governor, but without some gubernatorial muscle, Democrats in the General Assembly risk being kicked, elbowed, and largely ignored for the next couple of years. I'm Jason Rosenbaum.
Thanks for tuning in. Podcasts of this and all our shows are available at KBIA.org. I'm Sarah Whitmire.